We're good. We're broadcasting here on the Feminest Liberal Media open forum. We got my two brothers in arms, Tin Man and Curse Zero. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
How you doing, Grandmaster?
Are you hearing my audio?
I've been doing good. Been still been kicking ass, taking names, and pissing people off.
Grandmaster, do you hear Tin Man?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right, so Zero, I guess, has something he wants to pop off on. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to him, and then we'll get into all the finer details of this freaking feast of bullshit.
Okay, so more or less, I do apologize last year for those fireworks being a bunk, but this year they will not be a bunk. I have technically, Grandmaster and I correlated, and he came up with the name after I set down the idea and everything, and he calls this an attacking Trojan horse. And those few people that I have actually set out, I won't name specific names because of what it is. Those few people I have set out to do specific parts of being this attacking Trojan horse, those that I've set out are more vital, even though I am now asking for the fur of this attacking Trojan horse, the hair that goes onto the mammal as the speak that's going to go into the belly of the beast. So let me get started by reading 6 memes, and then we'll go from there. 5 of these I created, and this will tell you basically what's going on, when it's going to happen, and where it's going to happen. What will happen in the Norfolk Police Department on 7/4/19? You heard about it here first. I'll end this war, not just the battle, on that day. The end is coming. 7/4/19. The war will end, or they will have my corpse. It is and must be this way, my peers, learner, and educate chores. I've always told you I will die when the war is over. And I have a few songs there. Halo, You Want to Battle, Here's a War, and The Art of War. Here's another one. You know when, just not where, as well as the 2 whats. What will happen and what is the demand? It's quite simple. I'll end this war for the Battle of Terror Earth on that fated day of the 4th day within the 7th month during the 19th year of the 2000, according to this light mind control that is upon us all, known as the measurement of time. Learning to weaponize love in this night cord reality is what true strength is. In this night cord reality, this is the house that doubt built. Without hope, doubt, love, creation, and chaos, none, not even one of us will have survived. And the one that I did not make that was actually sent to me reads, any fool can run towards the light. It takes a true master with courage to turn and face the darkness and shine his own light there. So with that, I'll hand it back over to my brothers.
All right. We're not going to get into all the details about this whole thing. This is your deal.
Yep, I'm the body and I'm the army within the attacking Trojan horse. Everybody else is just knowing what they're supposed to look for and just more or less biblical reference. This is whenever we're walking around the walls of Jericho and they're about to fall.
All right. Well, I want to get into some of the shit going on with the fucking media.
What I can agree on is that there is a it's a kind of a hidden man in the middle Trojan horse, more likely if you look at a very different at a more bigger picture with a more broader brushstroke. If you look at the actuality of it, I mean, it's very, very much. If you characterize the scenario, and I would say more that it's a kind of a chess play, using human lives and using resources we don't have the right to.
Well,
and it's all about,
I would say,
which side's king would, yeah.
I would say in a poker game,
It's almost like whose king's going to win. Yeah. I can agree with that big time because
Well,
I mean,
can't
if you think
everybody?
about it, we've been playing chess for over a century, man, and each piece is moved every 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
It
playing
comes
the
into a
defensive game.
strategic
Now, imagine
plan.
if we actually became aggressive during our game instead of playing defensive. Imagine after all this time, we decide to become aggressive because we know how aggressive we can become.
That's where we come falter, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be aggressive, but you can do it.
But do it peacefully. Do it peacefully. Make it a righteous invasion of truth. That's words from Carmen. Yep. Riot. We want a riot. We want a righteous invasion of truth.
All right. Well, here's something interesting for you. And just give me the floor for a little bit here and check this shit out. Now, we've talked about before with the mainstream media and movies pushing political narratives, you know, specifically feminism and pro-LGBTQ and all that, whatnot, and how it's been bombing at the box office. You know, we've seen this with Ghostbusters and many other movies as of late. Now, the new Terminator that's coming out, Terminator Dark Fate, that comes out in November. Not only is Jim Cameron jumping on this bandwagon of a failed endeavor, which I think is stupid. I mean, the guy is a very talented director and has produced many great movies. I cannot understand for the life of me why he would embrace a formula that has proven to be a colossal failure. But I digress. However, what do you want there?
I can answer this question because I understand the Terminator timeline. What he is doing is by previewing, by stating that he's dropping everything between 4 and 5 and 6 and going back to recreating number 3. The reason why is because of the way that the timeline has gone. Right now, we have to think of it in these terms. Terminator 2 didn't exist now. Now we're talking about a Sarah Connor who was not inseminated directly, immediately, right in front of our face by a Kyle Reese. Now we're talking about a John Connor that's not going to be called a John Connor.
Nope, completely wrong. And I will get into that. And that has no basis in what I had just said in embracing a failed formula. You know, the medias have been using formulas that have produced very, very disastrous results, such as Ghostbusters 3 and their push for feminism and the pro-Hillary thing. You know, it was a fucking political move that sacrificed good storytelling and all the elements that made a great movie to push a political narrative. And Jim Cameron seems to be doing the same thing. Now, as far as the actual story of Terminator Dark Fate, it is a direct sequel to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And check this. Skynet sent one Terminator back to John Connor. It sent back several. And after the events of Terminator 2, Sir and John
they sent what? Pause. They sent what? They sent what? Because something talked.
In Terminator 2, it was said that you only see the T-1000 in Terminator 2. No, there were actually several Terminators that were sent back through time through the course of history in an attempt to assassinate John Connor. Now, after the events of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Sarah and John retreat to Mexico, as per the leaked storyline from initial previews and tests to see how the people would respond. Basically, what happens after Terminator 2, Sarah and John retreat to Mexico. A Terminator, a T-800, comes back through time and gets the drop on Sarah and John and kills John Connor. And subsequently, now that this Terminator has no mission, it develops a conscience and joins Sarah in her fight to eradicate the Terminators. Now, here's where everything gets really screwy. Since the destruction of Cyberman and everything, it's no longer Skynet. It is an artificial intelligence software known as Legion. And Legion apparently was the one that sent back all these Terminators. So now you have John Connor out of the picture and a female lead taking the place as the future leader of the Resistance. Now, if you read between the lines,
and Kyle Reese still died in the factory on one.
No. Check this out. In the past several Terminator films, in fact, everything since Terminator 2 has been all about trying to kill off John Connor. In Terminator 3, it's been he gets killed in 2032 by a T-800. And Terminator Salvation, they were actually going to kill off John Connor and have Marcus Wright take his place and assume his identity. Terminator Genesis turns John Connor into the bad guy and gets him killed. Now they've just killed him off in the past. They've been hell-bent on killing off John Connor. Now what I find interesting is the name of this new AI entity, Legion. Now let's put this in political terms as far as the activist community goes.
The last time I heard the word Legion, we had Anonymous right behind it.
Yes. Put that in political terms now. Basically, if you want to maybe it's just me spinning my wheels here, but this could be kind of a threat for all intents and purposes to suggest that Anonymous kills John Connor, aka the Worldwide Resistance Network, and completely, or not even the Worldwide Resistance Network, just the fucking resistance political movement as a whole, completely toppling the true activist agenda, and quote, feminism saves the world.
Gynocentric pigs. I'm allergic to bullshit. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah, but you gotta admit, it paints a pretty solid warning right there. Anonymous, Legion kills John Connor.
I don't think we can hear Grandmaster.
Female savior of the fucking world. Anonymous kills the resistance, toppling over the activist community, and feminism saves the day and is held up as your hero. How sad that I
think I just had a weird thought, and I'm going to spin my wheels a little bit since Tin Man decided to spin his wheels. Maybe we're about to come upon a era where the Nibirians are going to come and they're only going to send females. And they need to have a society that is female powered or female empowered through the diagnostics of daily communicationals.
Well, I'll keep that's in my mind, but until I see it's just something I have to place on the back burner as a possibility.
Well, you technically can't tell if you have an Anunnaki, a Nibirian, an Anuk, an Enuk in front of you because we all look nearly the same sometimes. We either were barbarians or we were Neanderthals.
Well, that aside, aside from the fact that we have no
all that aside
regarding any of that, even if these things do in fact exist, we cannot. For one, we can't even deduce whether or not these things actually exist because we don't have conclusive evidence. And aside from that, even if we could prove their existence, we, on that same token, cannot prove or even speculate their motives, whether positive or negative, or to what degree.
Survival, just to basically survive and thrive.
So it could be survival,
peacefully.
It could be malice, it could be boredom,
It can also be workers to.
We cannot determine the what or the why. We cannot determine or even remotely begin to speculate as to what their intentions are or the motive behind those intentions. We can't speculate. We have to stick to what we know. We know that a specific
what we know is who
is behind these agendas. Whether or not they are human or something else is completely irrelevant. We have identified the enemy. We have not identified the nature of the enemy per se, but we know who the enemy is.
Yeah, we know the who.
Yeah.
We know the who. We just don't know the what and why.
The what and the why.
For certain.
For certain, we don't know that. And for all intents and purposes, is irrelevant. If you want to wipe out the vast majority of humanity, that's all I need to know. To say, fuck you, I'm putting my foot down.
Right.
Take my life if you must, but I'm going out on my feet, not on my knees.
Right. Ain't that the truth? I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees if I can't live free.
Exactly. So as far as I'm concerned, whether they're human or otherwise, or their motive, whatever the reason for their motives, don't give a shit. It's irrelevant to me. But it's really been interesting the way they push this agenda with the feminists and the LGBT community to try to not only legalize certain taboos such as pedophilia and so on and so forth, as we've talked about in the past, but it masquerades as equality, yet blatantly forces the idea that certain groups or certain individuals or certain genders are lesser than others. And it's the same with LGBTQ, feminism, Black Lives Matter, or any other racial groups. It's always the same thing.
Hey man, we're a human race. We're a species. The only reason why we have discrepancy in our skin color is because of two reasons: pigmentation and latitude.
And even so, that's irrelevant, because we all bleed red, and we all fucking go in a pine box 6 feet underground when we die. Okay, beyond that, and anything else is just minute. But you notice that these groups, they claim equality, they claim to want equality, but they downgrade people that aren't a part of their agenda. And it pretty much classifies as this: if you are a male, you are bad. If you are white, you are bad. If you are straight, you are bad.
That's insane.
Have you noticed that?
That's the main mentality of the left. Yes, you are correct.
You have Black History Month. You have Asian history holidays. You have Latin history acknowledgments.
Well, what about Confederate history?
Yeah.
Why are we getting torn down?
Well, not even.
Why are we getting torn down?
You don't. But if somebody said they wanted a White History Month or history day, that would be.
There ain't no rest for the triggers.
That would be considered racist. You have Gay Pride Month. which is this month. This month being Gay Pride Month. But anybody who asks, why is there no Straight Pride Month, or if there's even remotely a reference to it, it's automatically a demeaning attack towards, or it's at the very least regarded as a demeaning attack towards the gay community and gay pride and whatnot. The groups scream equality, but yet contradict themselves on numerous fronts. Now, I'm not saying we need a White History Month or we need a Straight Pride Month. Okay?
Right.
Be whoever the fuck you are, whether white, black, Latino, gay, straight, whatever. Okay? Do your thing. That's your life.
Right.
Whatever your nationality, whatever the hell you do in your bedroom, and is irrelevant to me. And should be irrelevant.
Right. Yeah, and just like whatever Tin Man prefers as his fetishes is not our fucking problem.
Hey.
Hey.
It is not my fault I got my dick stuck in that toaster.
Okay, man, I just pointed at the bag of tricks. You didn't have to open it up.
It's like, peekaboo.
Hey, where's Mr. Giggles? I thought I just heard him.
No, that was me. No, but you do see my point, though.
I understand your standpoint, yes.
You know, like the black, a lot of the black community that associates with these groups like Black Lives Matter. If anybody who's not black, especially whites, address the fallacies in the system, it's, oh, you're racist or you wish you were black. You know, that's generally the response. Feminism screams, we want equality, but where is anything less than equal? You have equal pay in every single job except for doctors. And I don't know why that's not equal pay on that. As far as the genders are concerned, I don't know why. And that is an issue that should be rectified. I agree. But for the most part, equal pay for genders for the same fucking jobs. Okay? You have women in management.
If you want equal pay,
and
it has to be based on performance.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And that's
and also on that note, and also on the same note about equal rights and everything, let's put this into a scenario. If Tin Man and I decided that we just wanted to have a fight club, and then whenever we was done, we were still cool with each other, that's fine. But if you just walked up to a chick and hit her, she could fuck you up legality-wise. That's not equal.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much becoming a
misogynistic.
Yeah. But the chick can sit there and hit on you all day long. And until you swing back, it's not wrong.
Yeah, and in many regards, you know, like I said, the pay isn't the same for for women as it is for men in the medical field. That is, unless you open your own office and practice, at which point you can charge whatever the fuck you want. And if you're still and if your pay is lower than a male doctor's, that's your own fucking fault for underbidding your competitors. But
overbidding yourself.
In any other context, in the courtroom, where it regards to divorce, child custody, or fucking child support, the courts generally favor the female. Okay? Issues of sexual harassment, benefit of the doubt generally goes to the female, whether they be the victim or perpetrator, because of the political bias. rape in the courtroom. 9 out of 10 times is believed, even if the female rape victim made up the whole damn thing and lied under oath.
Right.
Society does tend to favor women in these regards. It's not even a matter of equality where
that depends on the matter. There's a case I seen about a week ago or so. This kid, 10, 12-year-old boy, he wanted this girl, tried to snap her bra, and she ended up turning around beating the shit out of the kid. Her mom's a nurse, and this kid knows that he might get away, which fortunately he did because of the principal saying, "Well, Miss So-so, your daughter bit a boy," but instead of explaining why or what happened, the principal took the side of the boy, not the girl, because the girl was a victim.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying that there aren't
what mom did
does happen. I'm just saying 9 out of 10 times it does happen the other way around.
But what the mom did was she played smart. She posted on social media what happened, and she got the thing changed where, hey, look, there has to be transparency in schools, because if you're going to only take the side of the boy, you end up trying to take the bra off the girl too. The boy deserves getting his ass kicked.
And it's more than just transparency. They need to do away with bias. You need to stop being biased. Now, bias can go either way. Sometimes people are biased towards men, whether in favor or against, whether for or against, and sometimes it's the other way around. Okay? People just need to look at things based solely on the facts. One of the biggest problems we have in society today is emotion, and this is not just Democrats, although that's the way it's fucking publicly portrayed. I don't care whether it's Democrats, Republicans, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, whatever. The vast majority of the human species is guilty of this. We allow our emotions to govern reality. We lean on
whenever consciousness controls reality.
The facts contradict it, and we will fight it tooth and fucking nail. Society wants to substitute feelings for facts.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the facts say. I feel this way, so fuck you, you're a racist, or you're a sexist, or you're this, or you're that, depending on whatever the fucking subject matter is. And it's bullshit.
The thing is,
that's back to looking at and relying on
they want to use their feelings on diversity. But what they don't see is, or care about, is intellectual diversity.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Just look at the goddamn facts. Don't look at whether
facts don't give a shit about feelings. Feelings cannot prove facts.
Yeah, but society
simple.
The other
Case
way around.
closed.
When you have a rape case, what's the first thing you think of? I hope that motherfucker flies. I hope they hang that motherfucker out to dry. Even though the law states that you are innocent until proven guilty. But we as a society, and we are all guilty of it, and that is a trend that we as human beings need to get out of, is we not prove our emotions in the way of the investigation and seeing what the facts produce. And see what these facts, what the result is as it correlates to the facts at hand.
It needs to be investigated. You need to find the evidence, find facts, and before you just try to jump the Grand Canyon without actually using a parachute, because you end up going and not getting.
And this is why people so often lose political and religious debates, is because they lean on their emotions and what they believe to be true, but don't ever look at the facts.
Here's another one. Here's another one that what will really kill you in the election is gun control. Oh, we need gun control. Bullshit. That's the one thing that would kill you in the election. That big time.
I personally say do
away. Now we got Warren, Senator Warren, who wants to break up Facebook, break up the tech companies.
All right.
That, I can't agree. Break them up. You ain't got to regulate them. Break them up. Just break them up. Because now, for example, Facebook. What's Facebook? Social media. What's Twitter? Social media. Right?
Yeah.
What's Amazon?
Yeah.
What's Amazon? It's a company like eBay.
A monopoly.
You go on, shop. Yeah, it's a shopping website. But if you go from
it's an online distribution system.
Yeah. What's Google? A tech company. Like Apple, the tech companies. Twitter and Facebook are social media. Also, they're saying, well, we're now we call it are you what are you? They bought WhatsApp, they bought Instagram. What's going on now? We're here now. Since you got Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram, we're going to put them together and to protect your privacy. We promise. Oh no! We're not going to bend over and get that surface smile thing that Carlin said years ago. No. We're going to.
No, Mark, you can suck on my burger.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it went from. See, I mean, it's like you could go online and you search for like you want a restaurant that you want to rate like Yelp. Well, guess what? Google took it over, and they got their own rating system. Wow. So is Facebook.
So basically, it's Rotten Tomatoes for the world.
Yeah. And it's like they're pretty much want to continue to take out competition. Now I came across a video here a while back.
Keep projecting, Grandmaster.
Huh?
Keep going, Grandmaster. You're starting to move again.
Now here's one. The founder of MeWe was being interviewed. Okay. Someone was talking about his company on Facebook. Someone got I think says, well, Facebook now owns MeWe. No. The owner of MeWe says, we didn't sell out those guys. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you got to think, okay, why would Facebook do this, knowing that MeWe, Minds, Holness, BitChute, Canund are alternates to Twitter and Facebook? Hello, people. Come on, do your math here.
Trying to have a monopoly over social media outlets.
And then now you got Vox. Carlos Maza, an openly gay guy at Metsi Square, is trying to be the mouthpiece for Vox and the mainstream media to take the battle to YouTube and YouTubers alone. Because if you look at the media, what are they? How do they make money? A lot of viewers, more money. Their shareholders are making bank, while the viewers are climbing. The ratings are getting better. since you got CNN that's losing money, losing viewers, guess what? That got 25 in ratings. In the abyss, they fucking suck. Why do they suck? Because they keep on bashing the president 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now you got Carlos Mazza of Vox, who's trying to get Tim Crowder, who is a very small, independent media guy, comedian, was just demonetized this week. Okay, so they want to remove Steven Crowder. Well, Egypt says to Vox, "Fuck you." Steven Crowder didn't do anything to violate any community guidelines or anything of that sort. So fuck you, blow me. And you know that it's the mainstream media who's totally losing viewers. I mean, no money, and the shareholders are also losing money. They're like, well, I'm sorry, honey, blowjob's no good right now. I took the press, I'm losing money.
Yeah, and see, that's what I don't get about these fucking companies. Whether they be online social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or entertainment conglomerates like Disney or Sony or any of these other motion picture companies. They invest millions of dollars into these projects to push political narratives and have gotten into this mentality of trying to control the flow of information and tell the public what they want to see rather than just giving the public what they want. And in turn, they are losing millions of dollars. I mean, look at Ghostbusters, for example. The 2000
the remake.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters remake. They dumped roughly about $300 million into that movie, and they only made $129 million back. That means they're still in the red, roughly about $171 million.
They are in debt. I mean,
yeah, they lost.
If you put in 300
on this investment,
300 million,
trying to pursue these formulas.
Okay, 300 million. They spent irresponsibly, but only made back 130 million.
Yeah,
about,
they're still in the red $171 million as far as their money goes. Now you have to ask yourself, why would you dump that kind of money into what you know is going to be a failed investment? It's like, okay, Ghostbusters flopped at the box office. Now Disney's doing the same fucking shit, and they're getting the same result. And they're going, well, we don't care what the people want. We're going to tell the people what they want. And it's like, why? If you're losing fucking money, why do you want to lose money in this pursuit of telling people what they want rather than just giving the people what they want?
The thing is,
like, spoiler alert, Avengers 4. There's a part in Avengers 4 where Spider-Man's trying to get the gauntlet back towards the good guys and everything. And Captain Marvel, oh my gosh, and another example right there, Captain Marvel herself. Excuse me, because I thought Captain Marvel was a guy until Grandmaster and I sat down and had a discussion about it for a little while.
If I remember,
and then we went through, and Captain Marvel picks up the gauntlet, and then every chick just appears there.
Well, as far as I know, in the DC, I'm more of a DC guy than I am a Marvel guy, but if memory serves correctly, Captain Marvel used to be known as Miss Marvel. And if I remember correctly from the X-Men cartoon, that's how Rogue got her super strength and flying ability, was when she touched Miss Marvel and absorbed her power and put Miss Marvel into an indefinite coma.
Kept in a coma for a while.
Right.
I mean,
I kind of sort of almost remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I never read the comics or anything, but I did recently rewatch the old X-Men cartoons. You know, the ones that used to come on Fox back in the 90s. Yeah, I just got done watching.
Yeah, I was more of a graphic novel person myself.
Yeah. And, you know, that's why I don't get why the entertainment industry is pursuing these agendas. Because you can make a great fucking movie that says essentially the same thing of women empowerment, you know, especially if that's the angle you want to go for. Great, okay. Terminator 1 and 2 did it great with the Sarah Connor character. You've got Ultraviolet, Underworld, Hunger Games, Divergent.
Yeah, Hunger Games. Bring Hunger Games back.
Man since the 80s has had the female lead overcome the antagonist serial killer. Okay, you can convey the message of a strong, powerful, independent woman without sacrificing a good story and the elements that make for a good movie.
You also have great,
and instead of
you also have women that are good in the gaming industry. If you look at Portal and Portal 2, both games were designed and made by a woman.
Yeah,
and it was one of the best. It was Game of the Year 2 years in a row. Portal 1 and 2 when it came out.
and you've got many popular female gaming characters like famous from
Terror for Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be a guy that
Samus
saves the fucking day or play the whole damsel in distress bullshit. Okay, you can have.
Where's our Samus movie? Where's our Metroid movie? I've been waiting for a real decent Metroid live action movie to come out. Where's our Metroid movie?
See, and that, if done right, has the potential to be a great fucking movie.
Because it could be epic. It could be continuous. Yeah, I see Grandmaster over there thinking about it.
Yeah.
The one thing that did piss me off is you got these dumbass feminists saying Star Wars is sexist. Go fuck yourself. Princess Leia, Padme Amidala, Rey. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
When was the last time we actually had a female fucking Jedi? Come the fuck on, people.
You had female Jedis in the original trilogy. You had Senator Amidala, who was a prominent political figure who ruled a fucking planet as queen.
Here's a female Sith.
Yeah.
Here's a female Sith.
Yeah.
You have a
Darth Talon, a female Sith.
Yeah.
I'm sure Grandmaster can name about 5 from the old days before Star Wars and in the prequel, but that's about it. 5, maybe 10. But after that, it's like, where did the female Jedi go? And then you're mad because one female Jedi appears to save them all because her brother was mad because the master lied to him. Like, when doesn't a good master not tell you exactly the whole truth?
Well, as far as you gotta lie, but I digress. But in the franchise,
correct, I digress.
You had Senator Amidala, you had female Jedis. The original trilogy had Princess Leia, which she was a strong, competent leader who supplied the rebellion with the means of destroying the Death Star and even toppling the Empire. I mean, shit. The bitch single-handedly jumped out and murdered
Jabba the Hutt,
gangster in the galaxy, Jabba the Hutt.
She saved Han. She unfroze Han.
Yeah. I mean, she is dead. And
she was a bad bitch.
Okay, you can have strong female characters demonstrating those
Black Widow
characteristics. Yes, Black Widow.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. I like the original Phoenix.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Girl, shit. shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
And in my opinion, Wonder Woman was Justice League and Suicide Squad, not so great, but Wonder Woman they did really well with that. I think they took their time, and they did a very good story with it. It was
I have to agree. Wonder Woman was good.
Yeah,
they did a nude scene for the Suicide Squad with Harley Quinn, dude.
Yeah, they did. I can vouch for that. I've seen it.
Damn it! And I got the generic version instead of the director's cut.
There's actually a part where you see her whenever she looks at the clothes, she disrobes in the middle of the montage, and you see her reclothe in the middle of the montage while flipping through scenes, and then she suddenly looks up and notices that they're staring at her.
Yeah, and the cut that I have, we only see her as far as her fucking bra.
Oh no, bro! You don't see much.
Harley Quinn is full blown topless, dude. Tatas, dude. Like holy, like.
That's why I said nipples and panties.
I got send me a link to this. I gotta see this shit. I only bought the generic copy. I want to know what I'm missing, damn it.
I mean, there are good movies out there. If for example, the remake of Ghostbusters. If it was done, I mean, yeah, the one idea, not a bad idea. Okay, not a bad idea. But if it was done right, it would have been a blockbuster, like the original.
I don't think
it was done right.
I don't think so. Because look at Ghostbusters 2. They had the same cast, same writers, and everything. But they couldn't capture lightning in a bottle twice. I mean, the original Ghostbusters was a masterpiece in and of itself. They tried to replicate it with Ghostbusters 2, and it was a good movie, but
the one thing that was different was instead of the firehouse, it was a Chinese restaurant, and instead of the 59 Caddy ambulance, they used an '84 Cadillac hearse.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, those are minute details, but I don't care if it was an all-woman cast or an all-male cast. If you had an all-male cast doing that shit, the same shit in that movie with the same script, the same visual effects, the same storyline and everything, the movie would still have been shit. And I don't care if it had the original actors or not in their original roles. If they had Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, and Bill Murray doing that shit, I still would say it was fucking crap. And I'm sure the majority of Ghostbusters fans would agree with it as well. Like, sorry, that's just crap. I mean,
if there was a cameo, maybe if there's a cameo of maybe 2 out of 3 cast members, it can done. It can do a little done some good. I mean, not.
Oh, they had the majority of the original cast in their cameos. Yeah, the movie's
You're welcome.
Okay, you had bad storytelling, bad jokes, bad visuals. It was a childish, stupid political narrative that when it came out, kids were looking at it going, "Mommy, I don't get it." And the parents are going, "Don't worry, I don't get it either."
Yeah.
It'd be like Homer going, "Change the channel, Marge."
That'd be pretty much it. I mean, they probably would have done better doing another Ghostbusters cartoon. They probably would have been better.
I remember back in the day they made 2 versions of the movie. They did the movie based on the movie, but also an alternate version was where they're running this old car that talked. Okay, and they had a ghost that was their friend.
Yeah, you're talking about Ghostbusters. You're talking about the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters. Okay, the real Ghostbusters was based off of the theatrical production, whereas Ghostbusters, that cartoon you referenced with the talking car and whatnot, that was its own standalone entity, and there was actually a whole mess of copyright issues and legalities that got tied into that, which is why the real Ghostbusters cartoon was titled The Real Ghostbusters.
But if you look at the one that kind of covered a little bit, it actually did pretty well. It was done by a Japanese company.
Yeah, it was built by a Japanese company and distributed by, I think, Deke Entertainment did it, just as they did The Real Ghostbusters. Which I gotta fucking know. Why the fuck would you name your company? Okay? DIC. Yeah, you know what kids are fucking thinking. Dick. They said dick.
That's the same company that did the G.I. Joe cartoons and shit, dude.
Yeah, they did G.I. Joe. I think they did the Super Mario Brothers, Super Show, Legends of Zelda, Masters of the Universe. I think they did a lot of those. And yeah, you know what their big staple was, what landed them on the map, right? Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget was what got Deke on the map.
Oh yeah.
And then Disney had to go and fuck it all up. Because you know how the original Inspector Gadget wound up becoming a cyborg with all those enhancements, right?
Right.
He fell down a flight of stairs after slipping on a banana peel. I know this because I actually watched a video where they actually showed the trading card that detailed the character's backstory.
The Golden Age cartoons, I could say, is around the time when Atari was hitting his prime, and he had pole position, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Qbert. This was the Atari era, 80 to 85. That was the era that I remember. And after Atari went dead, out came
Nintendo and Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo.
You got shows like Mario Brothers. You got Sonic from Sega. I mean, this was a rivalry between Sega and Nintendo when they started to have cartoons based on Mario Brothers, Sonic, and a couple of games, which were not too bad, but this was based on the rivalry of both companies of Sega and Nintendo.
Yeah.
There's a
lot of backstories and behind the scenes shit. But if you look back to the old days, you know, they legitimately put in real effort. You know, Sonic had great games. Now they're trying to make a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and the fans are just totally pissed the fuck off. Same mistake they made with Super Mario Bros. Several great games, and they go, "Oh, this will make a great movie." We get the movie, we're all excited for
Mario Brothers should have been.
What is this? What have you done to my childhood?
I mean, Mario Brothers was a good idea of a movie, but in act live, no. At first, no. You gotta do the animation first, whether it's drawn up like Disney did or CGI shit.
I mean,
does anybody know that there's technically 3 Street Fighter movies?
The game that the movie was.
Street Fighter was okay, but it did poorly in the box office, man. Poorly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there was 3 different Street Fighter movies. There's a Ryu and Ken movie, there's a Chun-Li movie, and then there's the one everybody knows with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I said all 3, but the thing is, they cannot compete against Mortal Kombat.
Oh no, Mortal Kombat is Shit. They need to make a third one of that, is what I'm
They're doing
saying.
a reboot. Mortal Kombat
Good.
in a reboot. Which
Who says that Chucky's face looks wrong? The new Child's Place Chucky's face looks wrong.
I don't think so. But I think it's funny as hell that Mark Hamill's playing Charles Lee Ray in the voice of Chucky.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You know, that's a good deal. And I think
That's a gift smack.
And I think that was a good move for that franchise.
Here is the gift that keeps on coming. I'll tell you, the
Yeah.
voice of Joker cannot top it.
Yeah,
No
he played
way.
the Joker. He played the Hobgoblin. He's played so many fucking great roles, and done such a great job with virtually everything he's ever touched. I mean, he's really a talented actor and a very talented voice actor. I think they got a good pick for him to play Chucky in this reboot.
I did not know that.
I think the reboot option is that, in this instance, is coming at the right time, and is, for the most part, from what I've seen, heading in the right direction, especially after they've gone as far as they could with the original series, with it ending with Cult of Chucky. Okay, it just kind of got silly for a while. Then they tried to get serious again with the last.
I was just thinking here for a moment here. Go back, time of Chucky and his bride, his bitch. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's when it
Mark Hamill doing that voice.
Yeah, the first three were good.
The next three were funny, and the last three were decent.
It got silly. It got silly at that point, and then they realized where they fucked up. They, with the last two films, with Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky, they started heading back to the original thing.
I'm wondering how many people.
That's for the next installment.
I'm wondering how many people were laughing their ass off seeing a dog jerk off in a movie and shit.
I mean, that shit.
I about fell out of my chair, dude.
Standing outside looking at the window, stabbing his pictures, going, "Gotta love the little people." How
many people actually rub their cock to Chucky and his wife getting it on?
Oh man, new term, sex dolls.
New term to sex dolls.
Okay, that's a whole other camera.
I'm made out of rubber.
That video.
Did you bring a rubber? I'm made out of rubber.
And I'm not. But the point I'm trying to get at here is, you can still make good movies. You can even make good reboots, but leave the political satire out of it. Okay, this is not people don't watch movies for fucking campaign and politic bullshit.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you can make a political movie. Okay,
that's like if you do a pretty good Predator or Alien movie, or if you do another cross film with those two again, and it came out good. Hey, I've seen the first one, the second one, dude, came out pretty good.
Well, I mean, you can make good political movies. Like, look at Hunger Games and Divergent. Those are good political satire movies. Okay? But if you're going to make a fucking comedy, like, say, Ghostbusters or something, okay? Stick to what you know works. Okay? Yeah, you got to evolve your fucking styles and whatnot, like Adam Sandler, for instance, okay? The shit you did 20 years ago is not going to fly in today's audience, okay? You got to remain fresh. But at the same time, if you're going to make a comedy, make a comedy. If you're going to make an action film, make an action film. If you're going to make a political satire movie, do that. Don't mess shit. Don't fucking throw politics into something. Especially with kids' movies. Like, Disney's fucking pushing this shit hard. The Marvel division, not so much, but the Star Wars division and Disney with their live-action remakes, they're really incorporating a lot of the political satire, especially like with Aladdin. I mean, the original Aladdin, they established Jasmine as a strong, competent woman who would make a strong, competent leader. But in the live-action remake, It was way too forceful.
The first two trilogies of Star Wars were not political. It was a storytelling. And when Disney killed the EU, killed the timeline, also like, whose rock can I throw through the window?
Yeah.
They're making Star Wars. I mean, I got the first two of the first trilogy. I'm like, dude, I got 7 and 8. Seven's good, pretty good, but 8, I give it a 7 out of 10, dude.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
7 and 8 are just essentially remakes of 4 and 5. Okay, now
Correct.
1 and Solo, I enjoyed those. You know, I know a lot of people had problems with Solo because of Lando Calrissian being in love with his fucking robot and the robot fighting for freedom, you know, the whole political equality.
What are you talking about? The robot became the navigation system of the Millennium Falcon. Spoiler fucking alert.
Yeah, but you know, the robot was very fucking Viva la Revolution, equal rights for droids.
Why do you think the navigation system won't go warp drive sometime? Because the robot won't.
You know, I don't really see a problem with it. I mean, the droid inequality thing had been a fucking staple.
And plus Lando Calrissian loves the ladies. If you remember 5, he was like, "Hello, Leia." No, like, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy loves women. He loves the ladies. His ship, he named the Lady Luck. And, dude, there's a reason for that. He was gambling. Okay? Playing for Zach, Dezerk. He was in this blonde, this chick. He called her My Lady Luck. Called the ship after her. My Lady Luck. Lady Luck.
Yeah, which is fine. And it worked. So I don't know why they had to sacrifice that for one. It wasn't exactly necessary. I mean, the love thing between him and his robot was there. It was obvious, but it was still kind of subtle. Robot's political views matter. That was a little more forceful, but still, you know, I can get by that. Right? Overall, it's a good movie, but 7 and 8, they're just remakes of the original with a different cast and different characters.
Well, the thing was,
and they're amped up some because think about it. It took everything for Luke to lift up one rock. Rey just lifted up a wall of rocks by just closing her eyes.
Yeah, and you don't even have decapitations or anything
between 5 and 8.
Lightsaber can do.
In 5, Luke learned that Vader is his dad. Okay? And 8, who's Rey's dad? We don't know who's Rey's dad is. In 9, it might be that Solo is Rey's dad.
I mean, that is entirely possible. I'm not saying it is word for fucking word the same thing.
We're not stating that they are twins. We're not entirely sure, like Tin Man stated in the beginning. We can't say for certain that they were twins.
Well, check it out. As 4 and 7, a robot is carrying some top secret information that the bad guys want. Yeah. It gets dropped on this desert planet, which winds up in the hands of an orphan who turns out to be a Jedi. It is taken under the wing by an old man who is a father figure. And they escape the planet on the Millennium Falcon and wind up having a huge battle and blowing up a fucking giant fucking sphere with whether a planet or a starbase, that can control a planet or a series of planets. Number 8 and number 5. The Resistance is on the run from the bad guys who are hot on their tail. They're essentially the same goddamn movies.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that
think about 1 versus 4 versus 7. Think about 2 versus 5 versus 8. It is all the same story. This is how come there are 3 different trilogies. I apologize for interrupting Grandmaster.
Yeah, they are essentially the same. Chapters 2 and 3 kind of strayed from it slightly, but 1, 4, and 7, essentially the same damn movie over and over again. It's like, come on, if you're going to make a movie, give us something we have not seen before.
And Disney, bring back the EU, you cocksuckers. Fix the fucking timeline, goddammit.
No, didn't you know? Disney is all about telling you, the fan, what you want. It doesn't matter what you want. We'll tell you what you want. You know, that's where these companies' mindsets seem to be anymore. They don't care about what the fans want. They're too busy telling the fans what they want. And if you disagree with it, then you're a sexist or you're a racist or you're a this or you're that. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm a retard. You're being discriminatory.
I would say put the cards back in the deck and take the deck in the trash and light it on fire.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
You have let's look at Ghostbusters for example. It made roughly about $229 million. Or was it $129 million? I forget. But
under 130, man.
Yeah, okay, $129 million is what they made. So, at the average expense at $10 a ticket, given the variances in currency across the planet, let's just say a rough estimate is about $10 per ticket. Now,
you need more than 100,000 admissions.
Yeah, they've only made about, as you said, about what?
Under
198,000.
Yeah, they probably made about. That probably means like only 1,029 people saw it. So that's less.
Well, not that. No, that's that. You got to think also.
Huh, I don't think my numbers are right on that.
You got to think worldwide though, too.
And then you got to think the DVD releases, which doesn't cost much to produce itself this day and age.
No, that's relatively cheap. And I'm booting up my phone, so give me a second here. I'm gonna get the exact numbers. I had the numbers the other day because it was actually something that I was fitting to bring up in this discussion, and I had the numbers, but I don't think my numbers are accurate. So let me boot up my phone real quick.
And check to calculate his memory, see if it kept your figuration.
Yeah, math is not my best subject.
Yeah, that's how come he was like, hey, Zero, can you do 10% on this number for me? Yeah, it's about this, brother.
Yeah, math is not my best subject. I am a very intelligent person, but like Einstein, I suck at math. Okay, so 129 million.
Oh, yeah, so it would be about 12 million, 13 million.
Yeah. Would equal.
Alicia wants to know if anyone can have Patrick Messenger.
Already on top of it.
Wait, what?
Already on top of it. Already taken care of.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that
my bad.
At $10, at the average of $10 a ticket, at average, that means that only 12,000 or 12 million Yeah, 12,900,000 people saw this movie.
Yeah, about 13 million.
Yeah. That's, and you figure there's what, nearly 9 billion people on the planet?
No, you have to say 8 billion, not 9 billion yet.
Okay, so 8 billion people. That's still 90% of the human population, 90+% of the human population is saying, your movie fucking sucked.
No, that's more of about a half a percentage watched the movie. 0.5% watched the movie roughly.
Yeah. And the number is probably higher that dislike the movie because I guarantee you the majority of the people probably fucking saw the movie and the majority of the people who saw the movie probably didn't like it. So you're talking about roughly 8 million people, give or take a few 100,000 or a few million, said this movie was crap. But yet the actors and the company's response is, oh, well, you're sexist or you're anti-feminism or you're this or that. Okay? So you're telling me the majority of the human population is sexist and anti-this and anti-that. Rather than accepting the fact of, okay, we made a shitty movie. It had nothing to do with being pro-feminist or anti-women or any of that. It's just the fact of we made a shitty fucking movie.
I also want to say to the viewers that if you guys want if you guys want to come in and say comment, and again, you're watching the anonymous Liberal Media open forum. We got Chris Zero and we got Tin Man.
Yeah, but I'll be.
If you guys want to come in and comment, come on, comment. It's an open forum for everybody.
Yeah, I would love people to be able to weigh in on these conversations, and we're going to start promote this more. We're going to probably do this as a monthly thing, and I want to get people weighing in on the conversation. Like we'll have a few people on video, but I want people to be able to weigh in on the comment section as well, weigh in on the conversation in real time.
Very understandable. You know, I love a good debate, Tin Man.
Start up doing set dates on this shit and promoting the hell out of it. That way we can get people to weigh in on the conversations.
Yeah, we'll have to start doing this sort of like y'all used to do the weekly report.
Yeah. Well, the weekly report's kind of dead and gone. It had a good run. Yeah. It ran its course. Yeah. And I think the round table still has potential. It nearly ran its course. It kind of got silly for a while, which is one of the main reasons why we stopped doing it. But I think if we do it just as a monthly thing,
yes, it did.
Get into the fucking ground, we'll be all right. But is there anything else you guys want to add? Like any other topics you guys want to bring up?
Yeah. I've been wanting to get into this whole. Oh, good news, guys! Google lost their bid. They have a case thrown out, and they are being sued for discrimination and slander and shit.
Nice.
A judge refused to throw it out. And he said the case is good to go. So, and also both Facebook and Google are looking at and facing a what do you call it,
a lawsuit.
A lawsuit, yeah. Oh, what they call it is I think here, antitrust law. Yeah. They're facing an antitrust lawsuit, and it is good. is good. Facebook and Twitter, you guys are getting your asses sued in a antitrust lawsuit, but also Google, you guys yourselves. You guys produce a good service, but you guys are really fucking up big time. Okay, you guys are fucking up big time. I mean, firing somebody for being a conservative, fuck you. I mean, the thing to them is like, oh, for us, you need to be a progressive or a liberal or whatever that is, you know. And if you're a conservative, application tore up, goodbye.
Right?
That's same with Amazon and Facebook. You know, like you got to be progressive or moderate to work for us. You know, fuck you. You know.
Yeah. Whereas,
Yeah, you know, whenever I stand up, people get out of the way and things get done, Tin Man. Like Grandmaster started to say something. I'm like, I already covered it. Don't repeat yourself. I already covered it.
yeah. Well, it seems like that we in the real world are starting to make some headway into addressing these issues of corruption and book burning for all intents.
Oh, did you hear about Schwarzenegger getting kicked in the back in overseas and shit?
Schwarzenegger got kicked in the back?
Yep. He was in an event and it was at Haiti or Somalia somewhere. An event and somebody ran up, did a drop kick on his back, kicked him, knocked him over and shit.
Wouldn't be surprising to me at this point, given the leak of the storyline regarding Terminator Dark Fate. You know, a lot of people
he hit his phone filming, all of a sudden turn around, boom, drop kick to the back. Dude went down. And it streamed like live all over the internet, man. Like,
wow.
Dang. All right, so one quick thing. I'd like to circle back around to my original comment and finish off real quick myself. Just to personally, I'd like to state or repeat for those who have already heard that what I'm doing here, this is not a terrorist attack, the attacking Trojan horse. This is merely a recapture of the land that is for America and only Americans, the true meaning of freedom. What is the cost? Is it worth it? You damn right it's worth it for the cost of my brothers and sisters and their children to live on a free planet.
Anonymous did a video Monday sending a message to the supporters of Miley Cyrus and shit, and how it's really getting bad, and how kids are becoming sexualized as objects. If you remember, Lindsay Lohan.
Would it be wrong to go after the vagina cupcake makers and the drag queen story hour readers?
I think that all kind of falls into the same category. Now, me personally, I think children should be kept out of adult situations and not be subjected to adult matters. I mean,
I concur.
Means gender identity, sexual orientation. Yeah, acceptance needs to be taught, but there's a fine line between teaching acceptance and subjugation. Now, kids don't need to understand the dynamics of what a drag queen is and why they do what they do. They don't need to understand the dynamics of homosexuality or even heterosexuality. They're children. They don't need to be subjected to that shit. Okay? Let kids be fucking kids. Okay?
Keep these studies away from kids until they reach an age of reason.
Yeah. Well,
if you're going to just give them studies at the second grade level, fuck that. They're not going to know what it is. I mean, I can understand high school sex ed. Hey, that's understandable because when you're a teenager, you start to question yourself, question your sexuality, question your being, and over time you start to think you're going to go in that realm where you're going to experiment on who you are. On who you are.
Yeah.
Are you this? Are you that? Or are you just concerned or confused?
And I think a lot of this is being done because of the push for pedophile acceptance. You know, let's sexualize the kids so that grown people who are attracted to children can have the legal precedent. Like, oh well, they're taught about it in school. They understand it, so they can make the choice of consenting or not consenting. Okay, a child can't consent. I mean,
no,
you're talking about a child who, whether or not they know about it, isn't going to fully understand the concept and is physically, mentally, or emotionally able to accept the circumstances and the potential consequences of participating in such activities. A child before puberty cannot physically handle sexual intercourse.
Right.
I mean,
kids need to learn math, reading, spelling, science.
Correct.
Yeah.
Social studies. I mean, basic general education until they reach a grade and in school, say 11th, 12th grade, shit like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep it in a high school level. Keep it out of junior high and grammar school because they're kids. They need their brain to develop.
Yeah, they're going through puberty and whatnot. They're starting to wonder about their bodies and start having feelings and emotions and shit. Okay, I get that, but let them get their shit under control before you start teaching them about that shit. Yeah, they're gonna have raging hormones as teenagers, even starting into puberty. But take your time with it. For the most part, this is stuff that can be learned at home. And tolerance, whether towards a gender, a sexual orientation, or ethnicity, that shit starts at home. Okay, I don't care if you're
look at that kid that was being pushed to be a drag kid. I'm like, dude, he's 10 years old and shit.
Yeah,
right.
That acceptance of this or that needs to be start at home. Okay, you don't need to cover that shit in school. If anything, the things that need to be covered in school, let's start with how to look for a job, how to keep a job, how to excel in a job, how to apply for a loan, how to buy a car, how to file your taxes. Okay, teach shit.
2 quick things.
Teach these things to kids. Teach things in school that actually pertain to the real world that would actually be of relative importance and use. They don't teach this shit in school, but we're focused on teaching about fucking genders and sexual orientations and shit like this.
But also, as parents out there, need to realize
as teaching,
you have to be very careful. You got to be very careful on putting certain things onto your child, like this drag, like parents of this drag kid. I mean, they want to follow along, and they want to bring the kid to it. He's a kid. Yeah. Let him be a kid. If you want to do this, let him do it when he's older, not now.
Okay, let him drink from the goddamn hose. Okay? Take away the fucking cell phones. Take away the fucking all this extra bullshit and just let kids be kids. Put them back on their Take away the tablets and the cell phone. Go back on their fucking bikes. Let them ride around the neighborhood. Let them play basketball in the backyard. Let them build a fucking
survival of the fittest. Yeah, let shit work out the way it's supposed to.
Don't catch ads in the fucking
if the parents want to push this shit on their kids, they gotta stop and think. CPS will be called on their home every damn time because somebody's worried about this kid is being brainwashed and shit. Look, let your kid be a kid, okay? Safely be a kid, parents. And if you're willing to be stupid and foot up in the head, look, yeah, there's grown adults doing crazy shit, but don't put it on your child, okay? Let your kid be a kid. Let them find their own niche in the world, but guide them doing it in a way where they know and understand. Don't be dragging this drag on them at
the kids
9.
What a drag queen is, or what a homosexual is, or gender identity is. You don't have to teach your kids what these things are in order to teach acceptance. Okay?
Let me get 2 points down real quick.
Pick this shit up from their parents. They see how parents act in the real world, and they emulate that. Okay? That's all you need. Be a good person. Be accepting of all peoples, regardless of this, that, or the other. And your kid will grow up in acceptance. You demonstrate acceptance, your kids will grow up demonstrating acceptance. You teach hatred and segregation and shit like that, that's what your kids are going to emulate. Hey, you don't need to teach them.
Let me get 2 quick points down real quick. I told somebody that I told my pastor that you know what's quite strange. Next time somebody comes up to you and they have an gender identity issue, you look at them and you state about Jesus being a virgin born Arella, where he's technically identified as a male. He identifies as a male, but he has no Y chromosome. And pastor came back at me and said, "Well, think about Eve. Eve was made from a rib of Adam, so she only had Adam's chromosomes. So was Eve technically a female without an X chromosome before Jesus was a male without a Y chromosome? Think about that. It's like, yeah, massive mind blown right there, bro.
I hadn't even heard any of that. That's just religious theology right there. I mean, how do you know that Eve lacked a chromosome or that Jesus lacked a chromosome? Do you have DNA from either party? Come on.
Okay, listen. All right. Mary was born without the touch of a man, so Mary had no Y chromosome from a man in order to have Jesus born. Boom. A male, he identifies as a male, but he has no Y chromosome.
Well, that's a theory. I mean, if you look at scientific fact, all embryos, regardless of species, start out female. It's only a matter of the additional X chromosome added at the right developmental stage to make them male. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I just stated.
And that is far after conception. That is far after conception. The embryo is created at conception, which is female, but requires that additional hormone at the right developmental stage later, far after conception, to make it male.
All right, hold on. Let me get this.
Big mindfuck.
That has nothing to do with sexual intercourse. That just happens to be genetic markers.
That's like the Anakin. That's like the Anakin theory. His mom gave birth to him, carried him. But no father. But it's like play against taking the Force and manipulating the midichlorians, or Sidious might have done it, and might have poof. Anakin's conceived through the Force. The mind give birth. His dad,
Right.
but more of a actual live question here. Was it God that did it, or was it a Stone Age sperm bank? I don't know.
Yeah. 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 The added hormone that makes an embryo male happens long after conception. I don't know exactly when it happens after conception, but I know that
But he identifies as male is what he's stating here, but he does not have the Y chromosome. That's whenever you get into the difference between what you physically are compared to what you identify as. And that's where you have to go into the understanding, okay, I'm going to go here to study this. I'm not going to discriminate. I'm here to study.
Yeah.
I thought the big question is that where's his daughter Sarah and her body after Mary Magdalene left after the execution and shit?
Are you talking about the Virgin Mary's child or Mary?
No, we're talking about Jesus and Mary Magdalene's child.
Okay.
They had a daughter named Sarah. After his crucifixion, they ended up leaving.
From what I heard, it's speculated that they had up to 5 kids. Now, I don't know. You're getting into theology based on shit that we don't even have access to. I mean, how many ancient writings are locked up in the catacombs under Vatican City?
How many ancient writings were lost or destroyed?
Say again?
How many ancient writings are lost or destroyed?
Yeah. You have the variable of things being lost, you have the variable of things being destroyed, and you have the variable of things being kept under lock and key.
Well, about that is why my question is this: why does the Vatican give you 100 years a wedding spot to see the archives?
Because you ain't going to be alive in 100 years to see the archives. That's why.
I think that's pretty chicken shit because it's a library, right? It's a library.
Well, I mean, even if you had access to, even if you lived long enough to gain access to the library and were a scribe and understood Greek, Latin, and Hebrew and Aramaic, it would still take us legitimate amount of time to translate even a fragment of those writings, let alone every.
Even if you want to see a certain time in the past, I mean, just read one book, say like 1479, 1480, whatever that may be. I would love to get a crack at the Italian Renaissance records and shit. During the time of Pope Alexander VI and shit.
Yeah, see, and those would be interesting reads. But unless you have a full understanding of Latin, it wouldn't do you any good. And even if you understood Latin, you would have to translate it because a vast majority of the human population doesn't know Latin. Okay? Most Americans don't know Latin. I don't care whether you're white, Asian, Hispanic, African American, whatever, majority of the world's population doesn't know Latin. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a fair amount of people who do know Latin, but still, the vast majority of the people, even if you declassified everything that's in the Vatican, most people don't know ancient Greek or Latin or Aramaic or Hebrew any more than they understand hieroglyphs, ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Right.
Okay? They see a bunch of writing, but they don't know what the fuck it means. For all they know, it could be the fucking Kama Sutra. They'd never know the wiser.
Or the secret to make your penis bigger.
SpaghettiOs.
Spaghetti monster? Where's the spaghetti monster?
To all viewers, if you guys want to see a really funny semi parody of Buddhism, check out the Buddhism Hotline on YouTube. And tell you what, sit back, get a popcorn, and enjoy, because you're going to be hearing a lot of things that, in case 4chan does most of the trolling. So,
Are we getting paid for this plug?
Yeah, I know, huh? Like, I put in my hour and a half. Are we good here?
I think we're pretty well good. I mean...
And we are good, guys. We are good.
All right. Well, thank you, Grandmaster Urban. I'll get this reposted later.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my brother in arms, Tin Man and Zero. And this is good old Grandmaster Urban here. If you got the transmission, you are the resistance. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and do not forget the bell for notification. Again, I'm Grandmaster Evan.
Curse
Knowledge is
Zero.
free. And Tin Man, knowledge is free. If you ain't done with that, we got 3 words for you, guys. What is it? Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
The bird's the word.
Peace out. I'm Revan. You're not. Fuck you. We're out.